Hello and welcome along to another episode of this FM21 story, The Head Coach with me, Daniel. It's part 126 today, and in today's games, we have an opportunity to fall out of the title race. We're having difficult spells in the transfer window. We'll get to that in a moment. Deadline day is during this episode. We've got injury problems too, as you can see at the top of the screen. So if you're looking forward to all of that, finding out what's gone so wrong in the transfer window, please do put a thumbs up on the video. Subscribe down below for daily FM21 content from two long-term stories. We've got a big transfer special in our Bangor City Builder Nation tomorrow, and there's much more up in the eye above too, including a link to the Twitch channel where we've got regular live streams. But let's start by talking about transfers, because this month has been pretty disastrous, and even the build up to this game. If I show you what's happened in the transfer window, there's an awful lot of good for next season, because Ambassa we looked at in the last episode from Barca, he turns 18 and joins in the summer. He's going to be a great addition to the squad. We've also now, via our director of football, got a pre-agreement for Billy Clark from Sevilla, a New Zealand international, to join us in the summer. Good centre mid and attacking mid, really solid across the board. Very good addition to the squad. Playing in Syria at the moment for Empoli and holding his own at a very good level. There's also another youngster coming in who's not hugely great. And there's also potentially a brilliant young player coming in on loan for this season in the shape of Lennart Ball from Leicester. All of that is fantastic. However, they're not here yet. And what has happened, as you can see from the transfer budget at the top, is a fire sale. We've had one player come in so far this window for a relatively modest wage and transfer fee, but more importantly, they're a right back. The only position in the squad we've got 3 or 4 options, and that's what he's chosen to strengthen. In fairness, he did try and get a wonder kid centre half and centre midfielder. Both of them rejected us for better clubs. But more important to look at is what's going on the other side of the screen, because it is all going pear-shaped. Third choice keeper Mikey Thompson, he's gone to Liverpool for about 80,000. No huge issues with that. Martin Palumbo has gone to Jiangsu for 16.75 million, rising to 20. Now, he's 30 years of age. He's not the best physically, but he was a star player for us. It's certainly a downgrade. Not having a replacement is a big issue too. Another youngster off to Hearts before Kasper Smorgol was sold as well. He's gone to China too for around 15 million. And there's 2 of our 3 starting centre mids gone. It's absolutely crazy. No replacements in for them. He's actually, over the course of this window, accepted offers for Bowman and Martinau as well. They've chosen to reject moves to China. Otherwise, we could have been without 4 first-team players. The man who has come in from Atlanta United is Niall Ellis. He's a 23-year-old Welsh international fullback. But again, he's versatile, he's solid enough. I'm sure he'll do a job for us when we need him. But it's not the player we need. My hope is, based on what's happened so far and the budget that's remaining, is that transfer deadline day is going to be an absolute barnstormer, because we've got to get people in. We've got to get midfielders. We're so short in midfield. We still haven't got another striker in. There's got to be loan additions at the very least. In terms of the schedule though, things have been going pretty well. Just 2 drop points against Aberdeen before the winter break. Aside from that, without being really convincing and winning games comfortably, we have been getting good results across the board. So a 2-1 win against Hearts, Kieran Henderson and João Batista with the goals there. A 1-1 draw against Aberdeen, Di Francesco off the bench to save us. He's now got an injury as well. A 3-0 win on Boxing Day against Motherwell, Di Francesco, Greig and Henderson with the goals there. After a friendly against Ajax following the winter break, we played Livingston in the Scottish Cup 4th round. That was just after Palumbo left. It was Imam Griffith with a hat-trick and Dean Greig who got 1 too. And then a 5-0 win against Kilmarnock. Turned out to be Kasper Smorgol's last game for the club. Batista, Harwood Bellis, Martinau and a Henderson brace got the 5 goals there. But we ain't getting a big win against Celtic. Let me tell you that for sure. I'm not even certain of what we're going to do in midfield yet. We've had to promote João Bondozo. He's come up from the under-19 or reserve side because we just haven't got the strength in depth. Can play off the left wing, can play number 10, but he's nowhere near the same quality. So Morten Gertsen not yet back to fitness. Di Francesco is out. In fact, I haven't even put a left winger in yet, and I was about to say we've just got the bare 18. So let's put, it's going to have to be February. I haven't got any other options. Hadji's just coming back from injury, as is Bartholomew. Every outfield player that's fit is either in the starting lineup or on the bench, and that includes 2 or 3 that are just coming back from injury. One in Niall Ellis, who hasn't even made his debut yet. And this is all I can do. I've dropped Griffith back from a wide position. He's done really well into centre mid. He's covering for the fact that Smorgol's now left as well. Our 11 for today is Fangero between the sticks, Murray, Reid and Mwanga the fullbacks with Burns and Bellis at centre half. Martinelli and Griffith the midfield two with Batista just ahead of them. They're the only three left fit at the club. And then Craig, Fevrier and Henderson the attacking three. But I'm not confident. It's not a good enough side to compete with Celtic. And I'm not sure we're going to be able to. So let's go and get into the first game today. And cross our fingers. Because we need to hold on for dear life in this one. The likes of Ferguson, Branthwaite, Conde, Gargo, Illich, all in that Celtic side, which is so strong. And it doesn't give us a huge amount of hope. We're going to tell the lads to back us up. They're going to prove a point. We're going to go balanced and just try and sit a bit further behind the ball. I mean, we might even go cautious if it carries on, just so we can try and counter-attack. We did it to great effect a couple of times with England. It worked quite well against the bigger sides. But will Rangers fans accept that? It's not something we should have to do. Without the players that we've lost, we're in real trouble. We're basically without 4 players. 2 that have been sold and 2 that are out unavailable injured. And all 4 of them are midfielders. As Batista beats his man in the middle. One of the few rays of hopes we've got. Releases Kieran Henderson. What a start that is. 2 minutes gone. Rangers are in the lead. And it was straight through the middle on the counter-attack. Fabulous goal from the visitors. We'll take that all right. Let's see if we can hold on to it for a while. As it's a throw on the right-hand side by the corner flag. It's been a really good start. We've now got a penalty kick as well. Fangero is still the best taker at the club. But this is turning into a dream start. Thiago Fangero, our number 1 v Celtic's number 1. Can he come out on top? Has not missed a penalty this season yet. He has now though. Tipped wide at a post by the Celtic keeper. And we've wasted a golden chance. That was the moment we could have gone 2-0 up and comfortable. And now, I promise you we won't win it after that. Harwood Bellis gets the ball out to the right to Batista. We've got to score from the same attack. It's Bentil on the left who makes the tackle. But a missed penalty has cost us the chance of being 2-0 up here. Don't forget that game we lost 5-1 near the start of the season. You'll remember we were 1-0 up at half-time. And we threw it completely away in the second half. It remains 1-0 here at the moment though. Let's head to the dressing room. Let's try and prove a point. Fingers crossed we get a reaction. Because if we can keep this up, if we can get a result, it'll be a fabulous display. As we're 10 minutes gone in the second half, Mwanga's got a throw on the left to Fevrier. Into the back post to Dean Craig. And we've nicked another one on the break. Fevrier, a right fullback covering the left wing. Craig, about third choice right winger at the start of the season. And both of them combined to score a fabulous goal. And we're now 2-0 up. But then it can't just be smooth sailing. There's another injury. Fevrier off the left wing has a knock. Hadji will come on as a winger on support. In terms of this match, is not a bad thing. It means we can go to a classic 4-1-4-1. 2 sitting wingers. We're just going to try and keep it tight. We'll make further changes in 10 minutes' time. As we've got a throw on the right-hand side again with Murray Reid. The skipper flicks into Craig, who clears downfield. He's gone down the left, but Harwood Bellis will get there first. From release into centre midfield to Imam Griffith. Over towards Martinelli, who's lost out there. You know my superstitions here. We're going to concede. Sergio Luis beats his man. Just puts it into the side netting. Remains 2-0 as the substitution's made. But after this brilliance, it's another injury concern to worry about. Right, 15 minutes to go. I've got to do something. I mean, the positive that's come out of this signing in January with Niall Ellis, who's about to make his debut. We're going to take Martinelli off. We're going to put Batista into the middle. Ellis can now drop in as a number 10 and we can play a proper 4-1-4-1. He just sits as a defensive midfielder on defend. We're going to be more disciplined. We're going to cautiously counter-attack. We're not going to try and play on the front foot here. We're going to slow it down with the keeper. We're going to be more disciplined in our tactical shape. And we're going to ask Celtic, can you break us down? If they do it twice, then fair play to them. They deserve the point. But for now, we're about to get ourselves in a title race with a very famous result. And I'm not worried about how ugly we look in the last 15 minutes doing it. It's been an even game. We've taken our chances. And we've probably had the best ones of the match. But it's not been vintage by any means, as Fangero takes the goal kick out to Harwood Bellis. If he'd scored the penalty, we could have been celebrating now. Plays it out to Griffith in the playmaker role. Out to the right-hand side to Craig, plays a 1-2 with a skipper, Murray Reid. Into Batista, drifts wide for a moment, keeps possession despite the challenge, and Craig goes up towards Henderson. Ferguson gets there first, finds Bentil. He'll bring it downfield, not much pressure on him really, as Craig gets it back to Murray Reid and Batista. Craig again had a really good display today. Gives it to Ellis. Out to the left-hand side to Hadji. I mean, it's some experience making your debut in Scottish football, isn't it? In an old firm derby. Celtic get a tackle in. Play out with Rakic. Don't give us a grandstand finish again, please. Tete down the right. Got support with him in the overlap. It's Conde. Scores that first goal in the 5-1. Gets it into Rakic. And with 5 minutes to go, we've got a bit of defending to do. 2-1. Celtic back in it. It's going to be a long old few minutes. Let's go and have a look at the substitutes bench. So Mwanga's going to be replaced by Carlos Martins. Just because he's a more defensive fullback and he looks pleased on the bench. And we'll hope we can get through the 5 minutes of stoppage time. 2 of them are up. Now 3. Now 4. We're edging our way through. I think we're going to do it. Celtic 1. Rangers 2. We win at Parkhead with a brilliant counter-attacking display. Greg and Henderson with the goals. We've kept ourselves in the title race. But we're basically running on a 15-man squad now. We need reinforcements. We need our director of football to act. And we'll be back in a moment for deadline day to see if he can do exactly that. It's transfer deadline day. We're going to take part in what should be and needs to be a big day for this football club. I mean, already in the day before, just to compound the misery of the players we're losing, they have now accepted a director of football a permanent and a loan offer for João Bondoso. Just a simple backup that's not even making them much money at 18. And they're throwing it away. How desperate are this club for money? They're so haphazardly run. There's takeover talk all the time. This is turning into one hell of a challenge. We need players in. We cannot cope with the squad we've got. And we've got, 16 hours now to fix it. Let's see if it happens. Right, I can see we've got a player out, a player in, and another offer. So let's see what's going on. It's been a busy old start to the morning. Firstly, Bondoso leaves are only on loan to Falkirk. That's a good thing. Means we've got a backup next year if we need it. So that's a positive. Ball is coming in. Lennart Ball from Leicester. He's a good midfielder. He'll certainly fill one of those voids in the middle. He's rated up there with Griffith, Batista, Martinelli. Gives us that sort of strength in depth that we can put Griffith back out wide. And there's now an offer for Iriarty. Please be good. Please be a midfielder or striker. Don't you dare be a right back. Don't you dare. He's a left back. I mean, it's not much better. Surely then someone like Carlos Martins has to go, because we can't just have 4 fullbacks in each position and no midfielders. I mean, he's got a great engine. He can play further up the wing, which is good for us. He's a natural left footer. He's okay defensively. I mean, technically he's not great at all. 4.2 million, 3-star ability, 4-star potential. So it leaves room for another player to come in. But when we've got Mwanga as a left back, we've already got a backup there. We've then got Fevrier who can cover as well. Doesn't really make sense. But I'm not going to complain. We need players. Get them in. That's all that matters. By 11:30, Iriarty has a work permit. He has joined this football club immediately. We're going to send him on a language course. We're going to get him in the squad. Now, what else is next? It's a good start to the deadline day. Well, I briefly got excited. There are offers galore coming in for Bowman. Have any of them been accepted? No. Up to 10.5 million for a backup centre-half. That seems odd. Masson from Dundee has been accepted, our former club. That will leave us with just one goalkeeper. I'm not sure that's a good idea, but okay. Then there's an offer for Tanev, who's a young left-back at Dundee United. Why on earth have they bid £1 million for him? We'll wait and see what happens with him, but I can't see him joining at all. Well, 5:15, Tanev has rejected us. He signed a new deal at Dundee United. Masson has rejected Dundee, so we've still got a backup keeper. Loads more offers for Bowman getting rejected, up to £15 million now. And one for Fangero, the keeper, as well. So we really are struggling to see anyone coming in. It's now 5:15. It's got to start happening soon. We have an offer that has been accepted for Magnus Bowman. I've been flicking through them because they've been rejected so often. 14.25 million from Lille, another 5 million of add-ons and a sell-on fee, with 4 hours and 45 minutes to go. Oh my words. I was going to say there's no sign of anyone coming in. He's accepted one for Fangero as well. We're going to be without a goalkeeper and a centre-half. Why is there a fire sale with no replacement? I know we're still in the red financially, but there's 5 million left on the transfer budget. There's loads of wage bill left. Please do not leave me without a goalkeeper. You better do something about this. We're about to be very, very angry. Well, I can see that both sales have gone through and Murray Reid is coming to me with concerns. And you know what? I'm not going to be able to soften the blow because I'm annoyed enough. I'm not worried that Bowman's gone for 15 million. That's fine. Fangero, the first choice goalkeeper, has been sold. I mean, he accepted an offer for Masson as well. Thankfully, he rejected Dundee. But we have now got no goalkeeper of a good enough quality and only one professional at the club. So we've got this lovely big transfer budget to spend, and with 4 and a bit hours to go, we're without half the players in the squad. I can't soften this blow, Murray Reid. I completely agree with you. Thankfully, he's not asked to go into detail. He's accepted me just coming to have a chat with him. There better be signings in this last 4 hours. I mean, thank God for this. There is an offer for a goalkeeper. 30-year-old Udinese keeper Manuel Gasparini. I'm not sure that he's an upgrade on Fangero for an older age and the same price. However, it's a good goalkeeper nonetheless. 3.5-star ability by the looks of it. I'd say he is maybe a slight upgrade. He's experienced. An Italian under-21 international in the past. He's got hundreds of appearances under his belt in Italian football. But with 3.5 hours of the window to go, this isn't when you should be begging for a keeper. Because now you can see they're having to pay massive wages. And we're not going to get replacements anywhere else, are we? This has been a disastrous transfer window. No. Manuel Gasparini rejects Rangers over wage, signing on fee and contract extension. He's got to have a backup in his back pocket. How can you sell your first choice keeper without having a plan in place? There's 3 hours, otherwise we haven't got a keeper. I am livid. We've reached 10:30. There's not even another bid for a goalkeeper. What's going on? I don't know what's happening. We have got 1 2-star ability goalkeeper in the squad. 2.5-star now because the other one's gone. And they've sold the third choice keeper as well. It's not even like there's 2 in the squad. The next best keeper, if I go and find them, in the reserves, 2.5 grade out stars of ability and 2-star grade out ability there. We're actually in big trouble. I genuinely cannot believe what's happening here. Look at the fire sale. No goalkeeper in the club. 4 massive sales in the window. Loaning out a backup midfielder on next to nothing. I'm furious. I'm absolutely furious. I might even resign after this. I'm that annoyed. I don't know what to say at the moment. The transfer deadline has passed. We have sold our first choice goalkeeper. Our director of football has sold him and not replaced him. He's sold a big centre half and not replaced them. He's sold 2-star centre midfielders and replaced them with 1 temporary loan player. We have now got a backup keeper who Dundee just tried to sign as a backup. Dundee, a mid-table club in this division, just tried to sign him as their second choice keeper. He accepted that offer as well, by the way. Our third choice keeper has been sold. We are now in an awful position. All of the key moments of the window are big players being sold from us. But the good news is there's loads of money in the bank now. They're in the best financial position they've been in for 5 years. So the chairman and the directors can get their dividends. They can get their payout. Absolutely pathetic. The size of the squad is no bigger nor smaller than the start of the window. But we've got 1 23-year-old goalkeeper who has played, 17 professional games at a good level. I am flabbergasted. We'll go and play Hibs, but I think our season and our title charge is over anyway. We'd just beaten Celtic to get back in the title race. Our old firm rivals, things were starting to look good. And then they've sold our goalkeeper. I just don't get it. We'll be back in a moment. We're back to face Hibs. We've got an injury crisis. We've got loads of players that aren't fit. And now we've got 1 goalkeeper who was a bad backup at best. I don't really have the right mindset to manage this game, but we can't get that across to the players. We'd got back in the ascendancy for the title race. This could have been a spectacular year. But the board just lying in their pockets. And this is where the head coach gets very frustrating. Alexander Masson, if he gets injured at any point between now and the end of the season, we've had it. But even if not, we probably have. He's not match fit. He's played 1 League Cup game all season. And he's not played a professional league game for Rangers. He's now got to be first choice for the season. Utter madness. We've got 18 fit players again. Bull is going to come in midfield. Fevrier has to drop out because he's not match fit. So Griffith will now play off the left wing. Bull will go into the deep line playmaker role. The rest of the team for now, I think will stay as it is. In fact, Mwanga had a poor game in midweek, so I'm going to bring in Iriarty at left back for a debut. It's the strongest 11 we can name, given the situation we're in. And I'm furious. So if we don't win this game, you might see a bit of a meltdown. Let's go and get into it. Well, we knew the Hib squad had a couple of those familiar names. Josh Doig dropped down to the bench today. Gunnarsson still in the starting 11. And we're down to the bare bones. What we'd do to even have Gunnarsson in goal. This is the difference now. We're going to get the lads to prove a point. We're going to drop to balance because they got on top of us a little bit in the cup game. And let's see what the debutants can do. It's not an ideal situation at all. But we've got to try and make the best of it. Because this is what we've got to work with for the rest of the season. Now, please don't let this goalkeeper get an injury. We're back just 4 minutes on the clock as they tried to play a long ball forward, does Craig on the right. Instead, it's cleared away to Murray Reid. Gives it to Ball, the debutant. Got a run on the left from Iriarty, the other new boy in the team. Joined us yesterday, gets into the box. Wouldn't mind getting an assist out of him. He wins the penalty kick. Fangaro's not even here. We've lost our best penalty taker. Not just our first choice keeper. So Henderson's going to take it. He's scored 2 and missed 1 this season, if I remember rightly. And up he steps. After the turmoil of yesterday, this would be a brilliant start. And it's been saved by a very good goalkeeper in the opposition net. And that's something we haven't got, though. Iriarty on the rebound tries to get there. It's another good save from Gunnarsson. Just making us understand how much we're missing our keeper. The fact that he was our star penalty taker too, I completely forgot about that. It didn't even come into my mind in the anger. As Iriarty gets the ball on the left again. Finds Martinal. Playing in that Mazzala role. Charges forward. Replaced Casper Smallgoal, of course, who was another one sold off. And he's put his shot behind for a goal kick too. It remains goalless. And now Craig's got an injury. We cannot just have one smooth game. Ball plays a 1-2 with Iriarty. The 2 new boys looking excellent. Bull into Batista. We get the lead. We've got to make a substitution because of the injury out there. But at least we've got something to cheer. Griffith will stay on the right wing. Hadji will come on the left. He's going to be a winger on support. And we can at least enjoy that. 1-0 up with 5 minutes to half time. And on the performance, in fairness, it's thoroughly deserved. It didn't take long for us to be back though. Still a minute plus stoppage time till the break. Manosa's got it on the right for Hibs. Hadji intercepts the sub and releases Batista. Now can we break? Brushes off one challenge. Releases Kieran Henderson. Just got the centre half and keeper to beat. Beats his defender and just tucks it inside the keeper. It's a brilliant finish. I'm cheering up now. I still don't think we've got enough to win the title because even though we're in control of the situation, we can't rely on a backup keeper all season. For 1 or 2 games, they can be at their best. But with an 18-man squad, there's so many things that can go wrong. And if Masson gets an injury, we'll lose nearly every game. There's a corner kick for Rangers. 7 gone in the second half. Martinal will swing it in left-footed. To the front post, Asay heads away. Martinal's there again, though. Chance to cross from the right-hand side. Instead beats his man. Goes alone here. Martinal with a brilliant run. And Gunnarsson makes another good save. 20 minutes to go. Let's make a couple more changes. Fevrier will come on the right for Griffith. And again, like we did at Celtic, we'll drop to 2 wide midfielders. 4-4-1-1. We'll just keep a nice tactical shape. I've got no other midfielders really that can come on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take Batista into the Mazzala role. I'm going to take Martinal off and Ellis on because it's the only option I've got. And in fact, we'll put Ellis as a holding midfielder. We'll do what we did against Celtic. Holding midfielder, balanced mentality. We'll time waste, we'll be disciplined, we'll slow it down. We've dominated the match, they're not posing a big threat, so let's try and avoid a grandstand finish. The 3 minutes of stoppage time are up. It's a brilliant performance from the boys on the night. A fabulous win, but my word, what a deadline day that was. I'm not sure how we get by the rest of the season, but these are the frustrations of the head coach. We're now left with 1 backup keeper for the year. I'm not cheered up, though, to see that Dean Greig is now going to be out for the rest of February. Just the story of our season. If we go and have a look at the schedule, when is the Europa League match? So we'll come back for the second leg of Groningen in Europa Conference, That one and Aberdeen will be our next match. But if you did enjoy this episode, please chuck a thumbs up on it. Let me know what on earth was going on there on deadline day. How have we been left in this position goalkeeper-wise? And even with an 18-man squad, what on earth are we supposed to do or prioritise? If you want to stay up to date and find out how we get on with our threadbare squad, subscribe down below and turn that notification bell on. And you can find a link to the Twitch channel with regular live streams up in the eye above. And a massive thank you for watching. It really is appreciated. I'll see you next time.